Hello, I'm Anjali Istwal and I'm joining you again to request you to watch our show Politically Incorrect. And this time what we are going to be debating is who is behind the midnight drama that we saw in Maharashtra. This was a meme-worthy moment in Maharashtra politics, in Indian politics. In fact, Ashutosh, what do you think? What happened and who's to be blamed for this entire political drama?
I think it's a very sad chapter in Indian political system, and I think it should be, and it is a constitutional coup which has been engineered by the top constitutional authorities in this country. And the BJP is completely exposed. The Prime Minister has not done anything good for himself as a statesman or as a politician. And the President of India is also hasn't done anything good for himself. And the governor, I think, completely unacceptable behavior by him. And this is not the first time this has happened. The BJP is in a habit of toppling the government, which was and like take the example of in Arunachal Pradesh, take the example in Uttarakhand, take the example in Karnataka, in Goa, they did not let other political formation to form the government. In Karnataka, they didn't have the mandate, they didn't have the majority, and knowing the others have the majority, and despite that, they installed a government, and in all four cases, the Supreme Court came in support of, they gave verdict against them. So this is something which is very, 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 very difficult, and I fail to understand the Prime Minister of the country in the dead of the night. The dead of the night uses his extraordinary power to revoke president rule in Maharashtra, and the president of this country at the 547 signs on that. I think that's a very, very dangerous thing. This is exactly what happened in 1975 when Mrs. Gandhi woken up Mr. Fakhruddin Ahmed, then president, asked him to sign on the imposition of the emergency. I think we see the dangerous trend, and if in future something like that happens, I'm very, very off.
Well, he seems to have put the blame squarely on BJP. In fact, he's drawing a parallel with the emergency. That's a huge thing.
No, I don't see any emergency in Maharashtra or in India right now. I mean, I don't think anybody signed on the proclamation for emergency. And the fact is, there may be situations where the presidents have to, work at night. The Prime Minister has to work at night and sign things. And it has happened in the past. Let me tell you, as I told you before, one has to look at the sequence of events that took place in Maharashtra. The largest party has the moral right to form a government. They have the best mandate among all of them, all the other parties, but has not been able to. But then something happened that Mr. Fadnavis, formed a government almost for a day only. But then what happened is if you look at Shiv Sena and NCP clearly said they would scrap bullet train project, which is a very serious thing for a country like India, where billions and billions of dollars have already been invested. The money has been brought in by Japan, and it also they also said they will, give the share of Maharashtra for the relief of farmers. Mr. Fadnavis comes in for one day, gives 5,000 crore, which is actually the share of the Maharashtra government, gives the relief to the farmers, and then resigns. And suppose if the others, and now this has purely become a central project. It cannot be scrapped now by Maharashtra government. Now suppose they had come and scrapped this project, which clearly means Japan would have moved out of all their obligations. Other countries would not come and invest in India because they will think that this country cannot be trusted or believed. Here the change of government means you can cancel the contract. And therefore, there are larger issues involved here. Mr. Fadnavis took oath for a day and then resigned. And let me tell you, these are my speculations, my personal thought process, because nobody has come on record to say so. And I believe in due course of time, the real reasons will come out. As you rightly said, Mr. Fadnavis said he will speak in due course of time. So if you look at the entire scenario, yes, it appears that the BJP's image has taken a beating. The same way it took a beating, slight beating in Jammu and Kashmir when they aligned with PDP, but that was one of the steps towards abrogation of Article 370.
I think it's wrong on my part to pass a judgment something on which is based on speculation. So let the government of India come up with any explanation. The point number two is very, very clear. See, this country has a misplaced priorities if they goes for the bullet train. In a country where the trains are not run properly, even the stations are not maintained properly, where accidents happen too often, what is the priority? The priority is that there should be safety, security for the passengers, and the train should run in time and no accident should happen. Unfortunately, if that is not the priority is to showcase something like this, that where we are demolishing Pragati Maidan, where we are demolishing Rajpath, and we are creating something like that when country is suffering from such a huge economic crisis, I think we are heading for trouble.
Okay, so
I need to
10
comment.
seconds. 10 seconds.
No, you give him
please give
2
him.
minutes and you give me 10
Okay,
seconds. This
okay.
is
2 minutes. This is what the
unfair.
web.
This is unfair, you know. Let me tell you, when metro project came, people like Ashutosh and others opposed it, saying it is anti-people, anti-farmers. Today, look how metro has established itself. Similarly, bullet train is also a game changer and technology changer for tomorrow. And let me tell you, look at railway stations today. Are they not clean compared to 5 or 10 years back?
I thought
Please,
accidents are still happening.
let us have a voting.
What about accidents? What about
accidents have reduced.
No,
look at the
no,
data.
it's happening more rampantly.
Please tell me last 1 year how many accidents have taken place.
Recently the derailment has happened.
Yes,
The last
it
month
happens.
only,
I'm
and
not
people have
saying.
died.
I'm not saying so. They don't happen. But if you look at these statistics, they have reduced by 50% because of
Completely disagree with you.
improvement in signaling system. That automatic signaling system has been improved. New trains like Vande Bharat, Tejas have been improved, which takes 3/4 of the previous time. Things are changing. Last 70 years, people were sleeping. It's the same old trains we were traveling. New trains are being introduced. It is against people.
Last 7 years
Bullet
also,
train
okay.
comes. It is against people. Similarly, metro is also against people. I can't understand. A leader has to have a vision who thinks 50, 20 years, ahead, not immediate. That is what a leadership is meant to be.
Okay,
Because of this vision of the
Ashutosh, we
leadership
don't have
that
the
the country
time
is
for this, but it's clear that it seems bullet train has come into this whole play in Maharashtra politics, but is it true? What really happened? These arguments you can hear and watch them debating this entire issue on our show, Politically Incorrect. Don't forget to watch. Namaskar.